Di magandang asal. At hindi yun maganda. Lalong-lalo na itong mga laging nagla-live. Tinatawagan ko si Brother Adam kung spokesperson ba niyo ito. Sabi naman ni Brother Adam, wala kaming spokesperson, Father, para hindi masira yung magandang pangalan sa ating Professor Brother Sok Fernandez. Huwag nyo niyang bigyan ng mga additional comment. At tuloy, wala na kayong respito sa magisterium.
Ang atong libirada din, hindi mo pagkapalit kung bilang imong statement.
Correct. Wala na kayong respito sa mga obispo, pati ang mga kaparian natin. Kumusta po kayo? At sana nasa mabuting kalagayan po ang mga kapatid natin. At ang ganda ng study days ko dito, no? Ito, God-Died Doctrine. Pero hindi muna tayo magbigay ng komentaryo hanggat hindi natin mababasa lahat. Yan, kung hindi natin mabasa lahat, baka partial yung mga komentaryo natin ay hindi wasto. No. So, hindi lang natin babasahin ito, unawain talaga natin ito. Kung mababasa ito lahat ng mga CFD, resolve lahat ng mga theological conflict po. Nandito lahat ang side ni Brother Sok, nandito din lahat ang side sa national, no, na ang ganda talaga, no. So, sa mga CFD na maraming sinasabi pero wala namang panahon sa pagbasa nito. No? Basahin niyo ito bago kayo magbigay ng komentaryo para mabusog tayo sa tunay na aral ng simbahan. Hindi nagbigay ng mga komentaryo at nawala na tayo ng, ipakita na tayo ng hindi magandang asal. At hindi yun maganda. To prove that we are the only right, it is not good. Kahit wasto pa yung sinasabi mo, pero yung asal mo ay hindi naman tama. Mawawala ka ng mawala yung magandang pangalan na sinisimulan natin. Sana wag niyong durugin yung pangalan ninyo. At ingatan natin ang bawat pangalan natin, mga kapatid. At kaya nga, so I give an ample time to read this wonderful catechesis of God-Died Doctrine, dahil kung hindi ako nagkakamali, itong mga kapatid natin, lalong-lalo na itong mga laging nagla-live, tinatawagan ko si Brother Adam kung spokesperson ba niyo ito. Sabi naman ni Brother Adam, wala kaming spokesperson, Father. So, sana, para hindi masira yung magandang pangalan sa ating Professor Brother Sok Fernandez, huwag nyo niyang bigyan ng mga additional comment. At tuloy, wala na kayong respito sa magisterium. Wala na kayong respito sa mga obispo, pati ang mga kaparian natin. Sabi ni Apostol San Pablo, respect your leaders. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 7 yan, di ba? Respect your leaders. Ang leaders natin ngayon, si Father Lucas Enoch. Sa National, sa Cebu, si Father Lucas Enoch. Sa National, si Father Fr Villegas, classmate ko. Pero nakikita ko sa kanila, ating mga mahal na kapatid, na wala ng respito. At babasahin ko po. Ito po ay CBCP President document. Bago natin i-explain ito, dahil hindi pa ako tapos sa pagbabasa. But before basahin ko ang CBCP President, Archbishop Romulo Valles, babasahin ko muna itong akda ni Archbishop of Cebu, His Eminence Ricardo Cardinal Vidal. Clarification on CFD Resolution 00197. So, nagbigay dahil na-misquoted si Cardinal eh. So, nagbigay siya ng pahayag dito. Buhay pa si Cardinal dito. So, itong atin ay nag-search talaga tayo para hindi tayo magbigay ng personal na mga komentaryo. Kapag magbigay kaya na ng mga personal comment, personal attack, it is a manifestation of bankruptcy of right reasoning. Anong tawag dyan? Bankruptcy of right reasoning. Hindi na makapokus sa real issue, kundi sa personal na na-attack. So, basahin ko ng buo. Meron pa akong oras. Pero hindi ko ito matapos. Atin itong i-series mga kapatid para lubos maunawaan. So, clarification on CFD Resolution 00197. It has been brought to my attention, sabi ni Cardinal Vidal, that the question on the correct interpretation on the expression of faith God died as declared in Catechism of Trent. As according to the rule of the Catholic faith, we also say with strictest truth that God died and that God was born of a virgin. So God died. For us, the divinity was never separated from his body, which was laid in a sepulchre. We truly confess that God was buried. So, Catechism of the Council of Trent, Article 4, number 8, paragraph 2. Christ was really buried. So, has already been answered by the Episcopal Commission of the Doctrine of Faith. Sabi niya, nasagot na yung mga tanong na yan sa Episcopal Commission of the Doctrine of Faith through its Executive Secretary, Reverend Father Luis P. Supan. Binabasa ko ito para ma-aware kayo na merong document pala si Cardinal Vidal bago siya namatay. So, ipatuloy natin. So, nag-promote si Cardinal Vidal sa Episcopal Commission of the Doctrine of Faith through the Executive Secretary. Has already been answered. So, si Cardinal Vidal, sa buhay pa, saludong-saludo sa pinalabas na statement ni Reverend Father Luis Supan. Furthermore, it has been brought to my attention that the CFD Resolution 00197, which was authenticated and approved by me, is used by some CFD members to reject the decision of the Episcopal Commission of the Doctrine of Faith. So, ginagamit yung kanyang, yung linya niya. Pero, sabi niya, I therefore would like to issue this clarification on the statement contained in the aforementioned CFD resolution, to wit, when Jesus died on the cross, it was his human nature which was subjected to death, not his divine nature. Yan po ang official turo ng simbahan. Alam nyo, dito, klarong-klaro yan. Nandito yan. Nandito yan sa catechism. Explain natin sa sunod na araw. Pero ano ang proper understanding ni Cardinal Vidal dito? It is to be understood as denying that it was a divine person who died on the cross. So, sinong namatay? Ang divine person. Not divine nature. Hindi mamatay yung divine nature ni Kristo. Yung human nature ni Kristo, no? Dahil wala siyang human person. Isa lang yung person ni Kristo. So, the doer of the action is the divine person because Jesus has no human person. Yung human nature ni Kristo doesn't produce human person because isa lang ang persona ni Kristo. Hindi ma-separate yung nature ni Kristo sa kanyang persona because the person is the doer. The divine person is the doer of the action. So, it is not to be understood as denying that it was a divine person. No? Divine person who died. Linaw na linaw. May akda pa ito kay Cardinal Vidal. Who died on the cross, for our faith teaches us that Jesus is only one person. Linaw na linaw ito. Kapag sasabihin nyo na hindi namatay yung divine person ni Kristo. So, sinong person ang namatay? Yung human nature doesn't exist without a person. It exists in the divine person of Jesus Christ. Dahil what? Jesus is only one person, and that is a divine person, the Son of God Himself. But the said statement to be understood as that although it was truly the divine person who experienced death on the cross, yet He experienced this not in His divine nature. Klarong-klaro. Because divine nature cannot die. Immortal. Impossible. In this, we remain. The oneness of the person of Jesus. The highlight here is the person, not the nature. So I would like to reiterate the precise, the concise explanation of Cardinal Vidal. The divine nature, not in his human, the divine person who experienced death. Linaw na linaw dito. The divine person who experienced death on the cross, yet He experienced not His divine nature, but in His human nature. In this we remain, the oneness of the person in Christ. And we also do not confuse in His two natures, human and divine. I therefore would like to admonish all the Catholic faith defenders. So ito na, admonish all the Catholic faith defenders. Makinig kayo. No. To abide and adhere to the decision given by the Episcopal Commission Doctrine of Faith, which is the legitimate and competent authority to guide the faithful in the doctrinal matters. Pinirmahan ni His Eminence Ricardo Cardinal Vidal. So, linaw na linaw. Kapag literal na ang divine person experienced death, not the divine nature of Jesus. Yung human nature ni Kristo, totoo namatay. Pero yung human nature is the principal principle of operation. Yung nature is a principle of operation. Pero the doer of the action is the person. Isa lang ang persona ni Kristo. Walang human person si Kristo, ha? Kapag sasabihin mo, yung human person ni Kristo na ba? Dual na yung person ni Kristo. We hold the oneness of the person of Jesus Christ. May perma pa ni Cardinal Vidal. At ito naman, si CBCP President na. Sino ba ako na mag-question sa akda ni Cardinal Vidal? This is, sabi ni Archbishop Romulo Valles, CBCP President na po ito. Hindi po ito basta-basta. This is to favorably endorse the Catechesis on God Died, prepared by the Catholic Faith Defenders of the Philippines, in spite of the fact that the Catechesis has already been reviewed by the former Executive Secretary of Episcopal Commission on the Doctrine of Faith in 2017. So ito po ay konektado ni Cardinal Vidal. Anong sabi ni Archbishop Romulo Valles? However, since it is only this time that you have asked for an endorsement from the CBCP President, I had to present it again to the new Chairman of the Commission, Most Reverend Jose Rujas Didi, Bishop of Limmanan. After a very careful reading and scrutiny, he described the work as thorough, well-argued, well-referenced, nothing in it that is contrary to the Catholic faith and morals. Therefore, I would highly, anong sabi ni Archbishop, CBCP President, I would highly recommend this catechesis to all the members of the Catholic Faith Defenders of the Philippines. I pray that as we celebrate the 500 years of the arrival of Christianity in our country, you will not only continue to hold on to and defend the gift of faith we receive, but also joyfully share it with others. So, pinirmahan din ni Archbishop, CBCP President. At punta tayo sa Cebu. Tingnan natin kung anong sabi ni Archbishop Jose Palma. So, ito po ay akda ni response ni Father Fran Villegas. Father Villegas, greeting of peace. Through this letter, I would like to inform you that the Catholic Faith Defenders, of which you are the National Spiritual Director, with the following instructions that I wish to point out regarding the doctrine of God dying. So meron siyang dalawang anong tawag nito? Reminder. First, that all members of CFD, especially in Cebu, should refrain from discussing publicly or secretly the issue of God died. Gusto ng Archobispo na huwag niyang itakol ito. Kung merong pag-discuss nito, just do it privately or secretively. Kung hindi mapigilan, may secret reminder siya. Secondly, that if there be a need to discuss this issue or to answer questions about it, the official reference, ang ituturo natin, the official reference and guide should be the CBCP approved Catechism on God died doctrine. So, hindi yung catechism ni Fr Darwin on God died. Hindi yung catechism ni Brother Sok on God died. Ang pinopromote ni Bishop Jose dito. Hindi yung catechism ni Father Fran Villegas. Hindi yung catechism ni Brother Ramon. Hindi yung catechism ni Father Abe. Anong sabi dito? Kung meron mang discussion na hindi mapigilan, the official reference and guide should be the CBCP approved Catechism on God died doctrine, as well as the declaration of the CBCP Episcopal Commission on the Doctrine of Faith, expressly stating that the statement God died is to be understood literally, not figuratively. With this, I entrust to you, Reverend Fathers, as National Spiritual Director of the CFD, the task and authority to see and this instruction be followed. May pirma pa ni Arsobispo Jose Palma. So, linaw na linaw ito, mga kapatid. No? Wala nang kumakampi sa mga mahal natin na kapatid. So, yung pride na lang ang kumakampi natin kung magpatuloy pa tayo sa hindi pakikinig. Lagi lang tayo nagsasalita, hindi tayo nakikinig. At dahil dyan, maging hindi maganda yung image natin. At hindi lang isang sulat ito. Sa national president natin, nagpadala si Archbishop Palma, nag-response siya. At nandito na din ang pangalawang sulat ni Father Enoch, yung spiritual director ninyo. Hindi ninyo ni-respect yung spiritual director ninyo. Hindi nyo ni-respect yung mga obispo. So, yan ay sign of disobedience, kapatid. Disobedience is, alam naman natin, saan galing yan, no? So, may response naman si Archbishop Palma kay Father Lucas Enoch, yung spiritual director natin sa Cebu. Makinig kayo. Lagi kayong nagdadaldal. Wala na kayong magandang asal, kapatid. Lalo na yung tatlo, si Brother Jong, huminahon ka. No? Huwag kang masyadong magsasalita. Hindi ka namang spokesperson ni Brother Sok Fernandez. At si Brother Danny Cugtas, no? Na minsan ay protestante, minsan naman katoliko. Ano ba talaga? At yung mahal ko na kaibigan, Brother Jeffrey, no? Sana makinig na kayo sa official na turo ng ating mga arsobispo at ating mga kaparian. Dito naman, yung arsobispo mismo natin sa Cebu, may response, the same lang ang letter niya kay Father Fran. Anong sabi niya? With this, I entrust to you, Reverend Father, as spiritual director of CFD Cebu, the task and authority to see that this instruction be followed. Anong sabi ni Archbishop Palma? I-highlight natin ito. That if there be a need of discussion, this issue, or to answer the question about it, the official reference, hindi yung personal reference natin, ha? No? Your official reference and guide should be the CBCP approved Catechism of God died doctrine, as well as the declaration by the CBCP Episcopal Commission on the Doctrine of Faith, expressly stating that the statement God died is to be understood literally, not figuratively. So, klaro-klaro, hindi figuratively, kundi literally. So, linaw na yan, mga kapatid. Pero hindi pa natin na-discuss ang laman ng catechism. Dahil yan ang sabi ng ating mahal na obispo. Kung magtakol man tayo publicly, ito na. Hindi pa ako natapos sa pagbasa. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Nasa kalahati na ako. Page 28 hanggang page 50 ito. Page 28 lang nabasa ko. Ang ganda, ang ganda. Kung babasahin lang ito ng buo sa ating mga mahal na kapatid, the issue will be finished. Wala na. Tapos na. Nagsalita ng simbahan. No? Yung debate ni St. Thomas Aquinas kay Don Scotus, dahil si St. Thomas hindi siya pabor na immaculate si Mama Mary. So sa debate nila, kahit matalino si St. Thomas nung nagsalita ng simbahan, mga kapatid, ang nangyari, mga kapatid, nanalo yung Immaculate Conception, na-approve ng simbahan na Immaculate Conception. Kahit matalino si St. Thomas, no, he obeyed to the magisterium. We are not superior to the magisterium, mga kapatid. When the magisterium speaks, we should listen. And we should obey. Not just listening, just pay 100% obedience, because obedience is greater than sacrifice. Fighting Maria, tatak CFD with a humble heart.
To make his message known is our